think something like this is a representation of a lot of, I don't think work is an appropriate word, but it'll probably suffice for now. A lot of work that I've put in and that friends, family, and support staff have put in general. And it's not so much just numbers, it's like all the little stuff that you guys don't get to see that just kind of makes this thing possible. And there's really very few words to say to describe it, so unfortunately I'm brief in that respect.
We'll now open it up for questions.
Ashton, when you crossed the finish line and you looked up, saw the scoreboard, and you started to break down, what was going through your mind when you looked at it?
I think to be considered, to have that score and to just do whatever I did, it's like I've worked so hard to do that, but it's almost like I didn't want to do it for some reason. It's just for it to happen was just emotions come out. It's so hard to explain. Like I really truly love this event, not because of I just like running and jumping and doing all that stuff, just because of what it is and what it symbolizes for me, and just what the decathlon community and just the track and field world is all about. And maybe it's not even about that much to the rest of the world, but to me, it's my whole world. So to do the best that I possibly could in my world makes me pretty happy.
Hey, Ashton, in the 15, I think with 400 left, you're about 2 seconds off pace. Can you talk about what was going through your mind that last lap?
With 600 meters to go, I became a firm believer, not that there was much doubt before, but a firm believer that the HAYWARD magic does exist, because I felt it for 600 meters, big time. And especially with the 400 to go, I knew I was 2 seconds off. And I knew that there was no way I was not going to get the world record. And in large part because of just the atmosphere around the stadium. So there really wasn't much going through my mind except this is happening. This is happening right now.
Ashton, Kevin from Runner Space. Congrats, sir.
What's up, Kevin?
Was there any talk among the other competitors before the 1500 of how to get you through, maybe including Curtis Beach, maybe some camaraderie and rabbiting you to that pace?
Yeah, no. There wasn't. I mean, Curtis was very kind and he offered. He's like, I can help you if you want. And I was like, Curtis, you go run your own race. It's really okay. Of course, there's always talk of pacing and all this stuff within the decathlon, but for some reason at this time we just had our own little deal under the shed over there. There's very much a lot of decathlon love going on. Just kind of, I wouldn't have rather been anywhere else in the world at that time. And there was no help with the pacing really, except I do think that Joe, with 200 meters to go or 220 to go, he was kind of like, come on, Ashton, come catch me. I read that in his, in the way he was running, because Joe takes off, he's a fast guy. And so it's just, there's so much support just from these guys. Like it's ridiculous. I feel very fortunate to be in this position. I don't want to be like treated super special or anything like that, because I think it's just in large part because of the guys you're competing with next to you.
Hey, Ashton. Can you talk about just the last 6 years from when you were a senior in high school and your development in the decathlon?
From the time I started the decathlon, the very first one I ever did, I loved the event. I didn't really know why. Still don't know why. And it's hard for me to speak of my own development because, I'm the one behind the steering wheel, really, and it's kind of, I think it's easier to see what the vehicle is doing if you're looking at it. So for me, I feel as if I've been doing the same thing all along, and because of the preparations that my coach has helped me with, and just in general, the same feeling for me just happens to be at a different level on the outside. You know what I mean? So I feel the same as I do right now, like running the 100 and the long jump. It felt the same effort, same whatever as it did when I was 6 years old. It's just I'm going faster and farther.
Ashton, you've gotten 3 world records on the heptathlon, but this is the big one.
Yeah.
Can you contrast those feelings? Say heptathlon world record holder, and now you've got the big one.
The heptathlon world record it's nice, but the decathlon is the event, and I think the heptathlon is more like what should we call it? Like a preparation event, or just like a practice decathlon?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something completely different about the decathlon. Getting up the second day and knowing you have the 5 events, just being out there that long with the guys.
More of a mental struggle.
Yeah.
No 400 meter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel free to pop in on any of these questions, guys.
If anybody has anything for
Yeah, seriously. I mean, it's just a testament to the events. Like, we have the young and the
Old.
seasoned veterans. It's not that old. But there's a lot of wisdom that can be had.
Ashton, let us know about the conversation you had with your coach on the track immediately following the 1500.
Immediately following, there was no conversation. There was just mutual laughter, emotions, words. I'll tell you what, the best part to me, actually I'd have to think about it more, but a really good part to me was before the javelin, so after the pole vault. I go underneath, and Harry Merrill's my coach, he's sitting back there. He looks at me and he's kind of telling me, you just got to do this in the jav, Ash, and you'll be fine, and all this other stuff. And I look at him, I go, all right, what do I have to throw, and then what do I have to run to get the American record? And he stopped and he looked at me and he goes, Ashton, the world record. And at that moment, I saw his belief in me, and I was like, let's go do it then.